Today's a great day. Today we're going to take our first look on the channel at the 2025 rookie draft class. We're going to look at our first mock draft. And if you're new to the channel, for our prospect profiles and what we do for rookie drafts, is people send me mock drafts and I cover them on the channel. That's why I can do so many mock drafts, and we've been doing this for years. And the thing is, I like doing this because we can look at the market and we can see what people are doing in their drafts. This draft was sent to me. We're going to talk about the players, what I've been seeing out of these players recently over these last few years during high school and everything else. And I'm just going to info dump stuff I've seen, read, studied on these players. But you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're going to go hot and heavy on this 2025 rookie draft class. We're going to look at it hard. We're also right now helping you set your lineups, helping you win the waiver wire. We're getting back deep into Dynasty Fantasy Football when we're looking at the stock market for that. It's all right here. It's all free. Click that subscribe button. Stop missing out. I want to start this off with a macroeconomics view of this class from what we're seeing right now. Compared to last year's class, it is deeper and has more talent at the running back position. When you're looking at this for the long term, you're going to be seeing running backs pop on and off throughout draft season, throughout their careers. You're going to see more of that compared to 2023, what we're seeing now, especially next year during the rookie seasons. That's something to pay attention to. Wide receiver classes will always be deep going forward. There will be very few shallow wide receiver classes until we get a new baseline, but we're always going to get a good batch of wide receivers. We're seeing that in the high school recruiting ranks. Just wide receivers are more skilled at a younger age. Route running, ball skills, it's trained up to a much higher level compared to like 5+ years ago. It is deeper, and it's going to get deeper, and that's going to saturate the pool. So we're always going to get a pool of good wide receivers, and the pool is going to be a little bit more shallow compared to other years and a little bit more deeper compared to other years. But compared to what we're seeing about 10 years ago, 5+ years ago, not too long ago, it's going to be deeper, and the NFL is going to look different when it comes to prospecting out wide receivers in the near future, if not right now, depending on how you're looking at things. But we're going to start off with the first pick of this mock draft. The first player off the board. I'm not in this draft. I did not participate. I was sent this draft, and they said, hey, give me your thoughts. That's what we're here to do today. First player coming off the board, and it's 1 QB, 1 round, Ashton Jeanty. And of course, hot commodity off the market. You cannot scroll Twitter without seeing him mentioned somewhere, somehow. He has been electric, uber productive, 26 rushing touchdowns right now. We still have some more games to play. Look at the yards after contact per attempt right now, 5.35. That is elite among elite. That is elite of the elite. That is top tier, 105 missed tackles forced. Usually, if you're 70+, you're considered good. 80+, top tier in college football. 105 right now with games left to be played. Carries to 10+ yards or more. We got 43 of them on the season with more games left to be played. On top of that, the 2023 sample, 4.52 yards after contact per attempt. What I like about him is his fluidity of movement, his ability to maintain balance at contact, keep his feet, has a very low center of gravity. Also, the vision and patience, just making that cut at the right time, what we're seeing on the tape. And then you look at the production. You're looking at him on the field every Saturday making those big moments. And there's some games that are a lot better than others, but a lot of tremendous games coming from Ashton Jeanty. You also got a market sentiment with him that everybody's looking at him as a top running back. Everybody is. Mainstream media, big fantasy. They're looking at him right now. That plays into a stock portfolio. You're looking at a running back here that if you put him in the 2024 draft class, this year's draft class, the big difference is he's going to be a top guy easy. He's going to smoke this year's draft class. What we're seeing right now with the rookies, he's smoking them. Easy. This isn't a great running back class in 2024. Ashton Jeanty has a lot of upside. But let's go back to our next pick here. And this is a deep running back class with a lot of upside to look at. On top of that, wide receiver is always going to be cooking. It's always going to be looking good when we're drafting wide receivers. It may be tricky, especially going into this year. However, we're going to be looking at some talent. This is a very talented wide receiver at the 102. T-Mac. T-Mac, deep ball city, sticky hands. We got that length. We've been doing it for some time there at Arizona. Arizona is a program to pay attention to. They are getting some dudes. T-Mac is a dude here. ADOT 13.9, that's what you want to look at. For fantasy football, projecting out for the NFL, whoever drafts T-Mac is looking to push him downfield, down by the boundary, and using those ball skills. This guy's got sticky hands, comes back to the football, boxes out at the catch point. He's a dangerous mofo. Right quarterback, and it could be off to the races during his rookie season because he's physical when the ball's in the air and talented, times everything appropriately. He's got that one workout clip where the ball's tossed up. He brings it and just cashes it between the legs. Uber athletic in terms of burst up into the sky type of deal. And you're going to look at him and look at him off the tape. And some people are going to say he's not sudden. Some people will question the route running. Route running is objective. I think he has great route running for his size. He's got good movement skills for how he's built, for how he plays the game. Good at creating separation downfield. Good at getting downfield, commanding those targets. I'm not worried about T-Mac. I'm not worried about that, but I can also see the prospect profile analysis here in the next couple months. Be on the lookout for that as well. Try and guess what people are going to say on these players too. It's November, but try and guess. Guess what I'm going to say, what my buddies are going to say on their YouTube channels and everything else. T-Mac, solid. 103 is Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is a prospect we're looking at who has tremendous upside here that could really rain on somebody's parade because they looked at Colorado and they're like, nah. Because they looked at Deion Sanders, they looked at Shedeur Sanders, they watched the media. Travis Hunter, 5-star recruit coming out of high school, plays both ways as a prospect we don't normally see, especially here at the 103. Is a prospect you need to pay attention to big time. Everybody is. A good wide receiver, very dynamic threat here. Going to have over 1,000 yards receiving, really helping Colorado turn things around. A lot of upside, can take over games. You're looking at a wide receiver here that's going to get good draft capital too. He's going to get that early pick, probably first rounder. There's going to be a lot of buzz with this guy, and we're going to watch him during draft season and see if he's going to play both ways. Cornerback, wide receiver, multi-functional wide receiver here. Tons of upside. Very good prospect. And we look at this rookie draft class, we're getting hyped up a little bit. We're good at wide receiver. These guys like to draft wide receivers. We're good at running back. We got a good mix here. We're looking at these running backs and wide receivers right now. We also got some talent at the tight end position. I don't know if we're going to touch it with this mock draft, but we go to our fourth pick here, Luther Burden. Burden's more likely going to be a first-round pick. He's got some Deebo Samuel in him because he'll take some carries. He's good with the ball in his hands in open field. Very nasty at the catch point. Has a lot of upside. Showed it definitely in 2023 at Mizzou. 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. More likely going to be a first-round pick. A nasty player. 2.21 yards per route ran. All over the place. 310 yards after the catch this year. 724 last year. 8.4 yards after the catch per reception. 3.29 yards per route ran. This is a good wide receiver who was a big piece of the offense early at Mizzou. They were just trying to get him the ball any way, shape, and form there. This is a prospect that everybody's going to be talking up. Everybody's going to be on the lookout for. There's massive upside with him. Big-time recruit coming out of high school too. And we've been holding it steady. That's something you want to look at when it comes to these prospects. Because if you're a big-time player, you're looking good throughout your entire collegiate career after high school. That is something to note because you're holding strong on your stock. Off to our next pick, fifth player off the board here, Quinshon Judkins here. One of the top running backs in all college football. And when we get to this range of the draft and we're looking at our running backs, it's really preference right now because a lot of them are good. Judkins is thick, productive early at Ole Miss, good in open space, good up the gut, good at all phases, can catch the ball in the backfield. We're sharing the ball out of the backfield. Here at the 105 spot, great spot for rookie drafts. We'll see with the draft capital. I expect it to be up there. I expect a lot of NFL teams looking heavy his way. Look at the yards after contact per attempt here. Last 3 years, 3.26, 3.21, 3.38. Not surprised at all. Right now, we're sharing work out of the backfield. We were working against the SEC last year. 78 missed tackles forced, one of the top in college football. Year prior, same thing. And he put Zach Evans in his place. That's how good he is. He saw the gatekeeper running back, walked right through the door there. Walked right through the door. But we got some good running backs in this class. He might not be your preference. He might not be your dude. You might be looking at some other running backs. Let me know your preferences in the comments below because that helps me out with future content too of what I should make when it comes to profiles, splitting up game tape, and everything else. Next player coming off the board is the 106, TeVeyon Henderson. Big-time recruit coming out of high school. Injuries off and on throughout his career impacting him. Freshman season, we break out. Looking like a big-time prospect as a freshman. And now we're here in our final year at Ohio State. Sharing the backfield. Both these running backs looking good. And some people like TeVeyon Henderson better than Judkins. You just pick your guy, pick your poison at this point. We'll see more going forward. 3.91 yards after contact per attempt. We're explosive. We can catch the ball in the backfield. 27 catches as a freshman. Big-time high school recruit. Productive instantly at Ohio State. That's hard to do. That's not an easy feat to do. And that was back in 2021. And now we're sharing the backfield with Judkins. And being able to compete with him, a nasty running back, and be massively productive, getting 14 catches for 105 yards, 5 touchdowns, 662 yards, is a testament to how good you are on the field. But we got more players to look at here. We got more running backs to look at here. It's all about your preference, and I want to know about those. Next guy coming off the board is 107, Omarion Hampton. Big physical runner. Good vision, good patience. Powerful at the point of contact. Very productive. Back-to-back years being very productive. 1,500 yards, 1,400 yards, plus, because we got more games in there, over 4 yards after contact per attempt in the last 2 seasons. Big time on there with missed tackles forced. This is a big-time running back prospect that in the open field can make things happen. We're also getting work in the passing game. Big part of this offense. This is a running back prospect that a lot of people are going to champ up. He's the RB2 for a lot of people. I can definitely see that. I can make that case. He's got that long frame, but thick legs too. He can churn it out. Very productive. Last 5 games, over 100 yards in each of them. Been productive recently, looking good on the field. I'm excited about this running back class. I was not excited about last year's running back class. We had some questionable guys on the top end with some upside. They're not towing the line that well as rookies. I think we're going to get some hitters next year, and that's something to pay attention to when you're looking at this rookie draft class. On to the 108 pick here. Another running back comes off the board, Kaleb Johnson. I'm not surprised that he's blowing up right now. I'm not surprised. A big-time high school recruit starts off as a freshman in the Big Ten. 5.2 yards per carry. Then we have a lower year as a sophomore. We come back. We're cooking. I'm not surprised. And he's one of my favorite running backs. He's going to be at a reduced cost compared to some of the other prospects here. I think in the back end of the first, somewhere in the first round of rookie drafts, if we hold steady to this is going to be a great prospect for you. He's going to get it done at the NFL level. 4.74 yards after contact per attempt. And we loved him coming out as a freshman. He was doing some things as a freshman in 2022. Go back to look at that tape. Go look at those stats. 3.34 yards after contact per attempt. 51 missed tackles forced. Just a baseline advanced analytics is letting you know Kaleb Johnson can get it done. 19 catches right now on the season. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He's got size. He's good in space. And I know a lot of people love the Iowa Hawkeyes. They got themselves a runner, and he's going to be good at the NFL level. I like him a lot. I'm not trying to hype up this class a lot, but I like how we got a mixed bag here of running backs and wide receivers. It makes me happy. It's very nicey. Emeka Egbuka has first-round caliber wide receiver written all over him. Can create separation off the break. Good hands. This is a very talented wide receiver. He's for sure coming out. He's very nuanced and will be at a discount in drafts. I've seen some mock drafts where he's a little bit higher, and I've seen some mock drafts where he's a little bit cheaper, but the price tag in drafts for these players is going to stabilize in like 6 months from now. Speculating here, going off what he's done throughout the course of his career, we're looking at a nuanced wide receiver who's endured some injuries during his time at Ohio State. That could really help you out in a pinch on the long term for fantasy football for your dynasty team. There's some good players to look at. There's more running backs. There's some running backs that ain't going to make this draft, this first round. There's some wide receivers too that you're going to like, because I didn't see him there and I liked him. This guy did. Nicholas Singleton. Big-time prospect coming out of high school. Big-time recruit. Did not really live up to it. Did not go off to that degree. We've had a lot of moments. We've had a lot of flashes. He's got a lot of bang to the buck. This is a good running back prospect still. He's got a lot of upside. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He can carry it down for an NFL team. He's a very good prospect. He's done a lot for Penn State. He's had his moments. 3.45 yards after contact per attempt. That freshman season where he clipped 1,000 yards, 4.58 yards after contact per attempt, and he's sharing the backfield, so he's going to be fresh. He's going to be a fresh runner hitting the NFL, showing his talent, and an NFL team's going to catch him at a decent discount in the draft, and he's going to give you a lot more upside. Looking at the next pick here, Evan Stewart. I would not be surprised if he comes back for another year to Oregon. I would not be surprised. We've had some good moments this year. Some blow-off top weeks this year. Some good production. I would not be surprised if we come back to Oregon, though, for another season. I think there is some development to do here. I think he's not living up to his high school recruiting profile so far. I think we did okay at Texas A&M as a freshman, getting 649 yards as a freshman. Getting that, I think there's some good things to look at. He's made some plays this year downfield that I like, that I'm very enticed with. I think he needs to season a little bit more for the NFL game. I think there's other wide receivers to look at here, kind of like an Isaiah Bond or anything like that you could be pulling the trigger on in the first round. He could be there. He's a good wide receiver. He has a lot of talent. He has talent to explode at the NFL level. I think when you look at the advanced metrics here, 1.82 yards per route ran, 1.76 his freshman year, 2.14. You're looking at the counting stats. You're looking at the other wide receivers. He could go to the NFL level. He's talented enough to play at the NFL level. I think a little bit more seasoning, though, on top of the steak might taste a little better. Devin Neal. There's other running backs. There's more running backs. There's more. Devin Neal has been productive throughout his career. That's one thing you can say about him. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He can get it done between the tackles. He's doing it at Kansas, and he can rumble. He can take over games. He can get you yards after contact per attempt. 3.72 this year, 3.63 last year. We can miss tackles. We can do it all. We're explosive in the open field. This is a running back a lot of people like. This is a running back that could be very sneaky in rookie drafts. He's definitely going to be out this year for the NFL draft. He's definitely going to be available. He's not going to sneak back at Kansas. He's coming out, and he's going to be a top prospect we're looking at in rookie drafts. We'll be watching him like a hawk. Who didn't make it? Who didn't make it that you wish did? I was not a part of this draft, like I said, and a lot of other drafts I'm going to cover, I will not be a part of. Let me know what you think in comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.